Hi, glad to see you on the inside. And I'm here to give you those 3 keys that will reposition your reality as it relates to finding a quality Christian man and just overall a better experience as far as the relationships around you. So let's jump right in. Key number 1, knowing your worth. Now, as simple as that may sound, far too often the ladies that I encounter don't know their worth. They don't have a clue. And that might be kind of a difficult question to answer because you're like, well, is my worth based on my bank account? Is it based on my zip code? What is it based on? Well, it really is based on recognizing and understanding how God sees you and really embracing that. Not where it's just something that you know theoretically, you have memorized. You may be able to even quote it and verbalize it, but what resonates in your heart? Do you walk with the aroma of, I am God's masterpiece? I am far more precious than rubies. I am a pearl of great price. I could keep going. I probably will in a minute. But these are things that the Bible is very clear on in terms of who you are. And if it's something that you can't say in a conversation or even, in front of a group of people, if it makes you kind of cringe on the inside, then there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect with the truth of who God created you to be. And I'm going to tell you, that masterpiece is pretty powerful. Now, for some, in other versions, it says you're his precious handiwork. Another version says you're his workmanship. Whatever resonates with you, I want you to begin to own that, okay? And I want you to begin daily to start affirming yourself. And you can search all types of affirmations and you can begin repeating them. As long as they're in line with Scripture, that is fine. I'm going to just take you through a few that I think are very powerful. I've already did it somewhat, but I'm going to take you through it. And I want you to start saying it and start evaluating right now what's happening in your heart. Do you feel alive? Do you feel awkward? Where are you on the spectrum from 1 to 10 when you start decreeing these things? Because you want to be at a point where on a daily basis, you're resonating at a 10. You're off the charts. And as you walk with that sense of confidence, as you walk with that sense of certainty of who you are, guess what? People relate to you differently. And that's critical when you're talking about attracting positive, healthy relationships in general. And then, of course, finding a quality Christian man. He's not trying to be around, please understand, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but he's not trying to be around a whole lot of drama. He's not trying to be around a sourpuss. That's not, ain't got time for all of that. Now, there's things he does have time for because at the end of the day, God puts his heart in this man's heart for you, and he's willing to lay down his life for you. So I'm not saying you got to be perfect. I'm not saying you can't have down days. That's not what I'm saying, okay? So let's go through these affirmations really quick here. I'll just go through a few. First one, let's go with the masterpiece. I want you to say, I am God's masterpiece. Now, as you say that, is it just a statement that you're repeating? Which is fine. That's where it begins. Or is it something that is like, ooh, yeah, I feel that. Or I absolutely know that. There's no doubt in my, yes, I am God's masterpiece. I can post that on Facebook. I know I'm going to get likes. You understand what I'm saying? So where are you with all of that? I am God's masterpiece. How about this? I am a pearl of great price. Try it. I am a pearl of great price. Sometimes it's good if you just close your eyes and just begin to visualize that and say it again. I am a pearl of great price. And as you continue to repeat it, you do begin to sense some type of change taking place. It's almost like, depending on what you've been through even in life, it starts to scrub and wash away some of the dirt and the grime and just the toxins that you've maybe received either in the day or could be over the years. So that's another one. Last one I'll throw out to you, which I love, and again, there are definitely more, is I am far more precious. Woo, that's going somewhere. I am far more precious than rubies. I like that one myself. Now, I understand they talk about the virtuous woman and all that, but look, I take that one myself. You see the smile? You see that? You see how I'm glowing? I am far more precious than rubies. Yeah, work that. Woo! That's a good one. So key number 1, know your worth. Key number 2, remove toxic relationships from your life. That's key number 2. And I'm going to get you in that process right now to do that. Now, some of y'all already been considering that. Some of y'all is struggling. You got to do it. There's no way that you're going to experience better or even God's best when, again, you don't know your worth and you're settling for far less than what God has intended for you. This is both male and female relationships. If they're at the end of a conversation, you feel kind of slimy and drained or discouraged, that's a toxic relationship. If they're not building you up and edifying you, where there's something that's mutually exchanged going on, it's probably a toxic relationship. So what I need you to do is go through your cell phone, look at the frequent conversations you've had over the last 2 weeks, and begin to make that list of who those individuals are. And again, they probably may be more female than male. I mean, if all the conversation is about, hey, there are no good men out here, and just constantly negative, and I'm not sure if things are ever going to change, and just doubt and all that kind of stuff, you got to cut it. Now, how do you cut it? Well, you take a break. And so what you do is you send them a text. You say, hey, I'm going to take a sabbatical with some of my conversations and relationships, which includes you, for a while. Don't take it personal, but I just need to focus some time on myself. And so I'm going to be doing that, and I trust you will respect that. They may text you back. They may call you. Say, look, what are you talking about? You just got to reiterate it and say, look, I just need you to respect it. When I come back up for air, I'll let you know. Now, again, that could be a very long time, and that's okay. If you need to delete them from your phone, if you need to put a block on your phone, I encourage you to do that. But you got to remove those toxins out of your life. When you do, the air is going to get a lot fresher, a lot clearer. You're really going to enjoy it. Trust me on that. So that's key number 2. And key number 3, well, let me go back. Key number 1, know your worth. Key number 2, remove toxic relationships from your life. And key number 3, making a decision to expect God's best for you. Decide today that the best is yet to come. And I hate to use that cliche, but it just kind of came to me. But literally, you have to have a positive expectation about your future. Why? Because God says that. That's number 1. Number 2, you got to have a positive expectation about your future, because if not, you're going to keep experiencing negative outcomes. It's very simple. If you live in the place of, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life, there's no one out there for me, there's no quality Christian guys out there, well, guess what you're going to experience? That will be your reality. For some of you, that's one of the biggest challenges you have, is that you haven't made a decision to expect God's best for you. Based on negative experiences, hurts, wounds, I understand how we get locked into a certain place. But I'm saying to you today, let's break out of that. You have to. That's critical. And that's your final key. So number 1, know your worth. 2, remove toxic relationships out of your life. 3, expect God's best for you concerning relationships. You embrace these 3 keys, you're going to see significant change in the next couple of days, depending on how quick you embrace it, and no doubt weeks to come, no doubt about it. Now, let me ask you, if you like this, if you felt like it was of value to you, that is awesome. One of the things that I have found is that sometimes just hearing a message is okay, reading books are great, but what causes transformation is some level of coaching, some level of having a voice that interrupts your consistent pattern of thinking, which has given you the results that you have today. So what you may want to do is either listen to this over and over again until you begin to see some shifts, or I also have a 30-day program for you. It's a 30-day transformation program. And again, this may not be for everybody, but it will absolutely help you break through into being the masterpiece, going back to knowing your worth, that God has called you to be. It's actually called You Are God's Masterpiece. It's a 30-day transformation program. And what it does, the way it's designed is I'm in your inbox every single day. Initially, it's a little more intense because we go through different exercises and just a process to really mine out the gems that are inside of you, so you have clarity, you have focus, and you can embrace who God's called you to be, and you can really begin to shine and flourish. And in that, you're going to attract incredible friendships, relationships, and perhaps the key relationship that you're really looking for. So that's what you will experience in that 30-day transformation process. Is a program. It's called You Are God's Masterpiece. And if that's something you want to jump on, it's $37. Look, 30 days, $37. I could definitely push it for a whole lot more, but I'm not, because I really want you to get you going in the right direction. So there's a button in there in front of you. Go ahead. You can move forward with that. And if you do, I'll be in your inbox and we'll get the process going. If not, once again, keep listening to this, and I hope it's been helpful to you. Love you much. Let's stay connected. God bless.